someone to drive away.
What sucks is most furniture never love much. In restaurants, they put that much space between two lovers. Yeah, even here, too far, too far. It's disturbing my eating. You're making me too horny. Horniness is not the best for digestion. Here's the question: will horniness improve or slow down digestion?
Vince, I got the questions of the day for you.
Oh, you always have amazing questions. Hey guys, by the way, congratulations, you've been steady. And I hope you had a good 4th of July today. We got, how can you escalate sexually and take on dates a colleague at work? First, you must set your priorities. If your work is that important that it would be foolish to challenge it, you practice abundance mentality. There's plenty girls out there. Now, well, the best thing to do with anything that could seem a little bit out there, that is a little bit outside of the norm, you know, most people may not talk in elevators, most people are not going to have a conversation at a crosswalk. So the best thing to do in those situations, for that as well, you acknowledge the fact that it's a little odd. So what I would do is take that girl aside and say, you know what, if it wasn't the fact that we're working together and it might not be truly appropriate for us to freely express how we feel about each other, I would totally say we gotta hang out, we gotta do something together. Then I would ask her, what's your take? Do you think two people could meet at work? I would ask her, ask women. It's no longer a taboo thing. We came a long way. So be more upfront, and you can still do very well. You also have to exercise probably a lot of calibration in terms of you sleep with her, then you see her at work the next day, so you don't want her to feel like you're ignoring her, or her to feel like you're all over her and it could be a problem. That was a delightful question, wasn't it, my darling? Yes? If I was your work colleague, would you still fuck me?
No, I don't mix business and pleasure.
Perfect. I'm so glad we're not doing business together, my darling. I would terminate all business right now, right? 2. What's a good thing to say on a woman's voicemail to get them to quickly call back or just get them to call back? We live in a day and age where it's not easy to call back right away. The main mistake a lot of men make, they start a little apprehensive. I think it's what you say is important, but what's more important there, it's your mindset. What you absolutely want to avoid is any doubt or concern that she may not call back. That's overinvestment. What I would just do is say, hey, let's give this girl a shot. Let's find out what's going on with her. Remember, you put the pussy on probation, meaning there's a time period, and it's the same with relationships where you're discovering each other. So don't assume ahead of time and just ask. So right there, the girl doesn't call right back. A lot of guys, even though they may not say it, you can hear it in the tone of their voice that they're a little upset. So that's the first thing you need to correct. You need to stay chill. And if the girl doesn't call you for an extended period of time, you will tell her, call her on her bullshit a little bit, but always with humor and never with resentment. My best recommendation is you, based on that question, really must learn phone, text game as we do it today. It's completely different. Quick crash course. Most guys, they wait for when they call her to decide what they're going to say, or text her to decide what they're going to say. You do that as you're right there with her. Give her little challenges. Tease her. Create an inside joke that you can recall afterwards. I was with this. Oh, what's going on? Oh, they need to go out? Real quick, bear with me, darling. The most distracting part of this dinner is you, by the way. Look what they did. They got a tattooed chick on mine.
That's pretty cool.
And Spear, yeah. This is totally Spear style of girl. That means bad boy would go for that. And this is the kind of girl that Raj Jeffries like.
I know you do.
Look at that. Where is Luke? Ink. That's insane. Look at that whole collection is put together. That's from the GPC, Global Pickup Conference with Spear. And for years he gathered the footage of all those presentations, and now thanks to Ink, PUA, aka Luke, it's all available out there, and that's quite a collection. It's got everybody. So I'm excited. Hey, Red! Red man! Yo! It kicks ass. Thank you for picking a girl with a tattoo. You know another thing that would be cool? For Pickup Academy next week, we're going to bring everybody to strip clubs, and Body Shop is good, but I know you have passes like that. Can you get at least... Here's the man! It's your day off, but come on, we got to congratulate you with the work you have done over there. So, Ink, PUA, the romantic hero. We got everything in-house. We got the real alpha dude, bouncer. We got the romantic hero. Me, what would I be? Alright, fuck it. Call me a bad boy if you want. Next question. Anyway, I wanted to say that I really love picking this one. This is super cool. Next one, and you know this girl? You've done her. You know everybody. Okay. Then you revolutionize your phone game, and what you got to do also is make sure that your sub-communication is completely okay with her not calling back. It won't aggravate you, and that your sub-communication also strongly implies that she will. But you know what? A lot of people talk about mid-game and end-game. End-game would not even be necessary, for the most part, if people were to handle the basic properly. See, that whole idea of trying to get a girl to call you back is solved when to start with you're more impactful, so it's her who wants to call you back. I don't know if you remember this clip for a couple of days ago. It was funny. There was like a cutie and a whale, and the whale wanted the texting context calling me. But did you see how eager those girls were to number close me? So, best thing to do is get back to the basics, and when the impact is so strong, the girl is going to work you, she's going to seduce you. Here's a question. In psychic, ritual, magic, huna, what else could we add to this? How do you go about breaking the AKA chords? That would be a good question to send to a doctor. Well, I do a lot of psychic, ritual, magic. I love huna and so on. It's a little complicated right there. You know, I'm just gonna be genuine. I'm gonna pass on this question. I can give you plenty about ritual magic. By the way, one of the greatest ritual magic exercise ever is a process I do every single night. You imagine your main best reality with women. And then as you think about it, happening in the now, you notice if any part of your body is holding back a little bit. And then at 3 levels. First, physical, you're just going to say, let go. And you're going to remain focused on that thought while removing tension. Because tension and a goal is a big problem. It affects the goal. You want to bring ease. Then you do the same thing at the emotional level. Because maybe some guys, you know, they're like, I want it so bad. But they pollute that with a but and a little bit of doubt around it. So you need to really have a solid, clear intention, and then you do it with your mental thoughts, and you're in bed, and you go, let go of them all. Align with this reality. Just as if you are there. Feel the girls right now. Even though it seems a little bit out there, this is now your reality. And our final question of the day, is it necessary to always call a female on the day after having sex with them just to follow up and say hi? Listen, here it is. When having sex with girls, it's very important to find a right balance. Because to a woman, it could be a little bit disturbing and worrisome if you fall in one of the following 2 extremes. If you just slept with her and you get overly attached too soon, you want to see her again, you're trying to keep her there and she has to go. it's not cool. But unless the woman specifically wanted sex and nothing afterwards, I mean, it's better for her. She didn't want any talk and so on. Then what I would say is you don't necessarily, unless that, to have to be the jerk. You can find a balance, and here's my favorite way to do it. Okay, first you got to wake up before her. For that, put an alarm. I talk about that in book 7 Night Sex. Then you better not wait. Next question: how do you sit with how do you sit like a teenage girl at a table? Women are so flexible. They always do stuff with their feet on the chair and so on. They don't have bow.
It's just tease.
It's just tease. That's what it is.
It's called woman.
Woman. Yeah, but there's women and goddesses
It's
and
an
divas and so on. So let me finish this last question. So it was a question about following up the next day with the call. So you do a little something in the morning. Could be showing them pictures, cooking a little breakfast fast, and you make that super playful with a time constraint. Now you gotta remember every situation is a little bit different. So then some of them you'll send them a super quick text again using internal humor. Nothing is best as creating an inner joke, teasing her, and texting about that later. But here's what's most important, I think. You gotta understand that. Once you have that better balance, you slept with a girl, and you're neither overly eager to be with her again, but you're also not the jerk that disappears. You also must remember the core of our system. First thing is do what works. So if a woman is like, it works for her that you give her that little call the next day, she's expecting it and it will work against you, do what works. But in my program, Unleash the Natural Within, I explain that ideally, once you have killer text game, and I'll start to share a text a day with you guys as soon as I get my phone back, last it during the party. But you can have killer text game, and yet more important than that, if you had a guy, he would goof in his text or something like that, but he just did it more genuinely, more spontaneously. You do not ask, how soon should I call my mom again after I saw her? No, spontaneous. And that is a lot more attractive. There's not really any risk. Even if you called her at the wrong time, she's like, I cannot talk right now. You go, oops, and you say something sexy. And you honor the fact that she's busy. So, your best bet is to really come from a place of abundance. You sleep with a girl, she's on probation. You're neither the jerk nor the beggar, neither the bully or the beggar, and you just see where it goes. Meanwhile, let's play my favorite game. Oh, and we hope to see you on Saturday here at Project Hollywood. My favorite game is, it's more exciting to do with women than clothing, but here's what it is. If you could only have one. Are you ready? We flip through it. If you could only have one. The same one again. If you could only have... That's it. And you know what? Baby. If I could only have one. That's